Okay, last lesson of the week, and here we're going to start with can you remember? Okay, it's not enough to just listen to the videos, complete the work that's asked and not see the work as part of a whole. So it's really important as we're going through that you are starting to learn and remember key quotes that you've been given. Okay, so here I've got the main quotes from Romeo's speech that we went through yesterday. I would like you to see if you can remember what words go into each of those gaps out of those 6 quotes from that particular speech. It doesn't matter if you don't remember, because on the next slide I've given you the full quotes. But just stop and try and remember and try and work it out before you go on to the next slide, because that delving into your brain, that is part of the process which will make these quotes stick in your head so that you will remember them, not only now, but when you get back to school and we have to start doing some full Romeo and Juliet essays. And if you have been learning these quotes as you've been going, not necessarily all of them, but if you've been retaining some of them, remembering some of them, it's only going to stand you in good stead and allow you to hit the ground running when we all get back together. Okay, so can you fill in the gaps? Do your best. The full quotes are on the next slide. Right, folks, I wonder how well you did. Let's just go through these because you've been reading them, you've been thinking about them, and then to hear me say them again, all of that is going to help stick these really important quotes from this very famous, very key speech in your heads. So, oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. She hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, a snowy dove trooping the crows. Did my heart love till now, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Okay, I wonder if you can remember subject terminology that we could use for each of these quotes. So have a look at the first one. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. What subject terminology can we use there? Your answer might have been the exclamation "oh," or it might have been the metaphor of Juliet teaching the torches to burn bright. Right, let's have a look at the second one. She hangs upon the cheek of night. What subject terminology could you use here? So you could have used the verb hangs and its foreshadowing of Juliet's death by the end of the play. Number 3, as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. What subject terminology could you use here? Easy one this, because we've got the word as, so hopefully you all got it's a simile. Right, number 4, a snowy dove trooping with crows. We're not looking at a particular word here, we're looking at the ideas in general. What subject terminology could we use for that quote? Hopefully you've all got bird imagery. Next one, did my heart love till now? What subject terminology could we use for this quote? Okay, that would be a rhetorical question. And for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Okay, this is the trickiest out of all of those. It's difficult to pick up exactly which bit you would use here, so we need to think about our get out of jail clauses. Okay, and our get out of jail clauses, if we're not sure what to write about something as, are the words image and imagery or lexical choice. Okay, so I've included a little chat trying to get out of jail down there. If you are really stuck on subject terminology, you can use the words image, imagery and lexical choice. Okay, don't overuse them. Stick preferably with quotes where you know the subject terminology for them, but just in case you get caught out, that is your get out of jail card. They're your get out of jail words. Right, onward. Right, folks, last screen of the week. So I would like you to write today's date in your exercise books, please. And the title, Understanding Act 1, Scene 5, What Do I Know So Far? Okay, we haven't finished the scene, but I decided as it was Friday's lesson, I didn't want to read the next bit of the scene today and then start working on it on Monday. So we'll move on to the next bit of Romeo and Juliet's meeting in Monday's lesson. So those lessons are all together. Okay, right, so you've got 11 questions here. They're a mix of questions. Some of them ask you to go back through the work of this week and find quotes that you would use to prove a point. Some of them ask you to answer a factual question, and some of them ask you to what's the word I want? Ask you to consider something in more detail and imply things from what Shakespeare does and how Shakespeare writes. I am not going to give you a support page today. Okay? I really want you to push yourself to get these answers down. Now then, I've made this lesson a little bit shorter. I think this is going to take you about 30 minutes. And that's because I want to make sure that Mr. Stevenson and I are seeing this lesson as soon as you have finished it on Friday. I send these lessons to be put on the system for you on Friday, and I'm going to put a support answer sheet for this, but in next week's work. Okay, so I want to see your answers before I send that support sheet, and then you can have a go at marking it yourself once you've seen the support sheet at the beginning of next week. It is really important. I know I keep saying this, and I'm sorry if it's boring, but it is so true. The more you do yourself, the more you push yourself to work these problems out, to find these answers on your own, the more learning you are actually doing, because you're making your brain work even harder. And that is the way to commit this information and this understanding into your head, so that we have less repetition and work to do around these scenes when we get back. Okay, so give it your best shot, folks. That's it for this week. Have a good weekend. See you next week, week 5.